We all know that one voice, the one that whispers, "You're not good enough," just as you're about to take a risk. The one that lists all the reasons why you'll fail before you even begin. Today, we're gonna learn how to silence that voice, not by ignoring it, but by transforming our relationship with it. Step 1. Recognize the voice. The first step to silencing that inner critic is simply recognizing when it's speaking. This voice isn't random. It's a protective mechanism that evolved to keep us safe from physical and social threats. When our ancestors were deciding whether to venture into unknown territory, caution was survival. But in today's world, this same voice often holds us back from growth rather than protecting us from danger. Start by simply noting when the voice appears. What situations trigger it? What exactly does it say? Don't judge it, just observe. Step 2. Name it and externalize it. Psychologists have found that giving your inner critic a name can help create distance between you and these thoughts. Call it whatever you want. I call mine the protector because I recognize that it's just trying to keep me safe, even if its methods are a bit outdated. When you hear "you'll fail if you try that," try reframing it as, "Oh, there's the protector again, trying to keep me from taking risks." This simple shift moves these thoughts from being the truth to just being thoughts that you can choose to engage with or not. Step 3. Gather evidence against it. Our brains have a negative bias. We remember failures far more vividly than we do successes. Counter this by collecting evidence that proves your inner critic wrong. Make a list of times you've succeeded despite doubts. Keep emails, messages, or notes where people appreciated your work. These become powerful ammunition when that voice starts up again. Remember, the voice isn't fact-based, it's emotionally driven and often operates on outdated information about your capabilities. Step 4. Challenge it with questions. When the voice says, "You can't," respond with questions. What's the worst that can happen? What would I tell a friend who had this doubt? Is this really true or just fear? What evidence do I have that I can? These questions activate your rational brain and weaken the emotional grip of fear. Step 5. The imperfect action. The most powerful way to silence the inner critic is to prove it wrong through action. Start small, tiny steps that challenge the voice but don't overwhelm you. If your choice says you can't speak in public, maybe start by asking one question in a meeting. If it says you can't run a marathon, start with a 5-minute jog. Each small win builds evidence against the critic and strengthens your belief in yourself. Step 6. Build your support system. Now, we all need people who believe in us when we struggle to believe in ourselves. So, find your champions. People who see your potential and remind you of it when the voice gets loud. Sometimes just hearing someone else say, "I believe you can do this," is enough to momentarily silence the doubt and give you space to act. Step 7. Practice self-compassion. And finally, transform your relationship with the voice through compassion. That critic is a part of you that's scared. It's trying to protect you the only way it knows how. But instead of fighting it, why not thank it for trying to keep you safe, then gently explain that you're capable of more than it realizes. This approach disarms the voice far more effectively than battling against it. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate the voice completely. That is impossible and, quite frankly, unnecessary. The goal is to change your relationship with it, to hear it as just one perspective rather than the definitive truth about what you can achieve. The voice that says "you can't" will always be there, but with practice it becomes background noise, still present but no longer powerful enough to stop you. So, what will you do today to prove that voice wrong? Share with us down in the comments section below, and let's build a community that helps each other silence those inner critics, one small action at a time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.